Welcome to PCE Upper Intermediate Module A, Day 14. You're almost at the end of the module. Let's get into your vocabulary. Word number 1 is channel. Channel, in this case, we're just talking about a TV station. So it's a countable noun. How many syllables are in channel? There are 2. Stresses on the first, channel. Change the channel. The show is boring. Word number 2 is essential. Essential is something that you must have or need. Essential is an adjective or a noun. There are 3 syllables. Essential. Stresses on the second. Essential. Being able to speak English is an essential skill in the modern workplace. We also have essentially. Now be careful, the meaning is slightly different. It means almost as if as good as, or related to the most important characteristics, ideas of something. It's an adverb. How many syllables are in essentially? There are 4. The stress is in the second. Essentially. They're essentially dating. They see each other every day, but it's not official yet. So you see we're using the first definition. Are they 100% dating? No. No, they're not. That's why we say essentially. But they are practically dating. It's as if they are dating. Word number 3 is independent. Independent means it can exist without outside help, by itself. It's an adjective. How many syllables are in independent? There are 4 stresses on the third syllable. Independent. It's great being independent, but I miss my parents. So if we have independent, we also have independence. Same meaning, but this is an uncountable noun. How many syllables? Independence. Same, 4 stresses on the third syllable. Independence. America achieved independence in 1776. Finally, we have dependent, which means you need help or support from somebody or something. It's an adjective. How many syllables are independent? 3 stresses on the second. Dependent. She's always dependent on the kindness of strangers. Number 4 is statistics. Statistics are data or facts that are numbers. It's a noun. How many syllables are in statistics? 3 stresses on the second syllable. Statistics. The statistics in the report are very convincing. So then we also have statistical. Same meaning, but it's an adjective. How many syllables are in statistical? 4 stresses on the second. Statistical. The researchers shared their statistical analysis. And then we have statistically. Again, this is the same meaning, but it's an adverb. 4 syllables, stresses on the second. Statistically. Statistically. Statistically, more people are killed by cows than sharks. So the sentence means every year, cows kill more people than sharks. Okay, next we have doubt. Doubt means not certain about something, especially about how good or true it is. Doubt is a verb or a noun, and it's 1 syllable. Doubt. Doubt. You notice the B, there's no B, it's just doubt. Do you think he'll actually do it? I doubt it. So person B doesn't think he'll do it. Next we have doubtful, which means you don't believe something, you're skeptical. Doubtful is an adjective. How many syllables? Doubtful. There are 2 syllables, stresses on the first. Doubtful. While he claimed that he had changed, his mother was doubtful. Number 6 is prevent. Prevent means stop something from happening, and it's a verb. How many syllables in prevent? 2 stresses on the second. Prevent. I took away the phone to prevent him from using it. So we also have prevention. Same meaning, but it's a noun. How many syllables are in prevention? 3, stresses on the second. Prevention. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. This is a popular expression in English. It means a little bit of prevention is better than trying to fix it. So it's better to prevent the mistake than fix the mistake later. And we have preventable. Preventable means something that you can stop from happening. It's an adjective. How many syllables are in preventable? There are 4, stresses in the second. Preventable. Natural disasters like earthquakes are not preventable. We cannot stop earthquakes. Number 7 is admit. Admit means to say something that is true that you didn't want to really say. It's a verb. How many syllables are in admit? 2, stresses on the second. Admit. He admitted that he wasn't prepared for the test. Okay, then we have admission. So the first statement, the first definition for admission is the same as admit, right? It's a reluctant statement of truth. So you say something that you didn't want, you say the truth, but maybe you didn't want to say the truth. However, it can also be the cost to get into a place. Either way, it's a countable noun. How many syllables are in admission? There are 2, stresses on second. Admission. The police got an admission of guilt. So here is the first definition. Okay, number 8 is hire. Hire means give somebody a job, and it's a verb. How many syllables? Hire. Just 1. Hire. After seeing his presentation, I hired him on the spot. Here, on the spot means immediately, so I hired him immediately. Number 9 is surface. Surface is the outer part of something, the outside of something. It's a noun and a countable noun. How many syllables are in surface? 2, stress on the first. Surface. The surface of the car was dirty and covered with scratches. Number 10 is inevitable. Inevitable means something you can't stop or avoid. You have no control over it. Inevitable is an adjective. How many syllables? Inevitable. There are 5, stresses on the second syllable. Inevitable. Death is inevitable. None of us will live forever. So everybody will die eventually. We also have inevitably. Same meaning, something that will happen no matter what. You cannot stop it. And it's an adverb. How many syllables are in inevitably? 5 syllables, stressed in the second. Inevitably. He promised to change, but inevitably he fell back into his bad habits. Okay, number 11 is violent. Violent means using force to hurt or attack something or somebody. It's an adjective. How many syllables are in violent? Well, when I say it, there are 2 syllables, but you could say violent, 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 in which case there's 3. So violent or violent, they're both okay. He has a violent temper, so be careful. This means he gets angry easily. So violent is the adjective, the noun is violence. Same meaning, but it's a noun. Uncountable. Once again, it could have 3 syllables or 2. You could say violence or violence. Both are okay. The news reported violence in the streets. Last, we have violently. So, with a lot of force. Now, violent and violence always involved before attacking, right? Violently can mean attack, but it could also just mean a lot of force. It's an adverb. It has 4 syllables, stress on the first, but it has 3 if you say it quickly, violently. He sneezed violently, startling us all. And the last word of the day is stage. Stage is a part of an activity or a period of development. It's a countable noun. How many syllables? Stage. Just one. Stage. Retirement is just another stage in our life. It's another part. It's not everything, it's one part. So here are the sentences for day 14. Sentence number 1. It is essential for the federal government to prevent this kind of violence. It is essential for the federal government to prevent this kind of violence. Sentence 2. The committee must be independent from outside influence. The committee must be independent from outside influence. Number 3. I admit that we should hire more agents. I admit that we should hire more agents. Okay, good job finishing day 14.